Welcome back to another one. Figured I better show you the project I was making room for. Mind you, I didn't get any footage while we were working on it or anything, and it's actually getting ready to leave today. Gonna load it up this afternoon or this evening and haul it out of here. But come across a pretty good deal. It's actually not mine. My wife's cousin bought this. I get to utilize it for some time now. Of course, I went through it and cleaned it up and checked on everything and fixed a few things. Not a whole lot was wrong with it, but figured I'd show you what's going on here. It's a John Deere 450 track loader, or a crawler. Of course, the bucket loader system on it. My brother works at a Prina, Sioux City. They make animal feed. He called me one day and asked me if I knew anybody that wanted a dozer. I said, heck yeah. And he's like, who? And I told him my wife's cousin. It's kind of got a construction business. They do actually they build a lot of the like green energy plants and stuff. They build like the natural gas power plants and that. But I said he's always looking for stuff like that. And so he sent me a picture of it, and I said, heck yeah. So I talked to him about it, and he said he wanted it, whatever. So we went and looked at it and offered him some money for it, or told him where he'd be at, and they didn't know, and they were gonna look him up, try to find prices on him, and couldn't really find anything. They finally called one day and just said, hey, make an offer on this and that Ford loader tractor. So we offered him $3 grand for this and $5 grand for the tractor, because his brother is actually looking at buying the tractor, going to Florida with that. But they said okay. They submitted it to corporate, and corporate said okay, took it right away. So we went and picked it up about 2 weeks after that, brought it home. Said we went up there to look at it, or to start it, or try to get it started and get it loaded. Of course, the batteries were dead and had to jump start it, so we just went up and took the batteries out of this and went to O'Reilly's, bought some new batteries, threw it in here and hit the key, and it actually tried to start it, turned the key, and the dash lights come on. Thought maybe it's a push button start. It's not. It's a normal key, turns over. But we turn the key and all the dash lights go out. So didn't know what was going on. So they said they go find some of the old timers that have been around it a while, and kind of knew what was going on with it, and couldn't figure it out. They never came out right away, so we looked around, and finally I realized that you could wiggle it neutral here to get it to start. It would the neutral safety switch isn't quite perfect, so we just had to wiggle a little bit and it would fire right up. So I hit the key and it was like instantly starting. So here. Starts right up. Mind you, the day we went and picked this up, it's like 13 degrees outside, and it hasn't ran in a year. They parked it in the shed or cold storage there, and they hadn't used it. They used to use it for grinding corn cobs and for mixing it for filler for the feed, but they haven't done that in a while. So they said then they just used it to take some concrete out here and there occasionally, and really didn't use it. That's why I figured they'd sell it. And so we were amazed it started. But so we brought it home, got it loaded on the trailer, brought it home. I went through it, pulled the hood off. Of course, oil on it is perfect. It was good. The guy that actually ran it did take pretty good care of it back in the day. A few things are worn out, but not a lot. Pulled the hood off and the side panels off, and it's cake full of corn cobs and corn chaff and stuff from the grinding them, just packed full. I mean, it was clear up there, which is probably why it started so well. It was just so insulated, so it really couldn't get cold. I blew a lot of that out and washed it out. Of course, this undercarriage on this side is still covered and caked in it. It's just corn cobs, corn dust stuff, and probably some bird poop on there too. But the other side I washed out. But I washed the belly, dropped the belly pan some, and washed it all out. It's about the only thing I really had to do to it. There's a few bolts that were loose here and there that I tightened up. But everything, I mean, it runs good, it drives good. It does need some new chain and track pads and a sprocket on the rears. They are worn out. They're worn out pretty bad. The chain's worn pretty bad, and obviously the track pads are like street pads. There's no traction there, but those on concrete for its entire life. So, so I'm actually getting ready to load it up, take it over to my dad's. We're gonna use it to clear trees. Try to get some corn planted yet this fall or this spring, so we can plant alfalfa this fall. Topped it off with coolant. We're only about a ½ gallon low, but it doesn't have like a reservoir or overflow reservoir, so it just kind of pressurizes up and pushes it out. You just gotta top them off every so often. And it was low in hydraulic, a little low in hydraulic oil, not too bad. I topped it off. This cylinder leaks a little bit. Not, I mean, it has a little bit of leak, obviously, it's coated in it. And but I can raise the arms up all the way in the air, and I've left them in the air for like 2 days, and it hasn't bled down at all. They don't bleed down. They're pretty solid. So we'll see if it's gonna do what we want it to do or need it to do. We're hoping so. But I gotta go get the truck and trailer ready to get this loaded on here. Just figure it's time to show you guys the project. Mind you, it's over, but kind of getting busy at work, so it's been hard to work on things and post videos all at the same time. This is roughly, it's in the 60s, we're thinking. We thought it was the 70s, but it was that my grandpa Dave used to work there, and he started in 1968, and it was there when he was there. And he retired here about 5-6 years ago, but it was there the whole time he was there. So it's got to be in the 60s. I did finally find the serial number to it just the other night. There'll be some more videos on this coming when we get over there and start knocking some trees out. So I'm sure my dad's channel will have videos on it too when we're over there. It's got the ripper on the back. We don't have the ripper shanks. They don't have them anymore. They don't know where they're at if they did have them, but if they find them, they're going to give us a call. But they said they don't think they have them anymore. They never used them or never needed them. So we're looking for a set if we can find a set to be able to put in here. It would be nice to have, but so we'll have to find some undercarriage parts. Plan on using it too much. It won't be too awful long before some of that stuff gives out. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.